today I would like to show you how I made this card. Right, the pieces we're going to need for this card. This is cinnamon cider, and it's just an A4 card base scored and cut in half. So it's 8 1/4 by 5 7/8 inches, scored at 4 1/8. A piece of very vanilla to go on the inside, and this measures 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. Then two strips of Just Jade, and these measure 1/8 of an inch by 4 3/8 of an inch, and you'll need 2 of those. 2 pieces of DSP of your choice, and these measure 4 1/4 by 1 inch. A piece of Just Jade, which is from the Hippo Happiness dies, and we're going to emboss this, and a scrap piece of Very Vanilla to stamp our deer on. Okay, right, now we're using Nature's Beauty stamp set, and we're using this beautiful deer again, and we're using the In Colour cardstock, and I'm using Just Jade and cinnamon cider, and we're using the Hippo and Friends dies. As you know, I'm in love with these because I seem to always use them, and I'm using the 3rd die, the smallest, the smaller the number, 1 2 3. I'm using the 3rd label die out of here with the beautiful stitching. And also for the embossing of the Just Jade label, I'm using this beautiful one here, but I'm not using it in landscape. I'm going to actually be turning it round and using it in portrait style. We're literally just going to put that in there and emboss that bit and turn it round. So you'll see that in a mo. And last but by no means least, we are using the Flowers for Every Season 6x6 designer series paper. Now, this card is a masculine card again, I feel. So let's get everything stuck down first, and then we'll do the stamping and embossing. Right, let's do the... Oops, that was probably a bit too much. Let's bring that down a bit. Oh gosh. The only problem with this Tombow, it does seem to, unlike other glues that I use, this does seem to kind of stick to everything and anything, and I really dislike that. Right, I'll get our bone folder and just score. I don't know I don't know why I always seem to score both sides for some reason. Right, let's leave that aside a moment. Let's pop these little beauties down. I'm just checking for the ridge of the card. If you do have a ridge from your paper trimmer, just get your bone folder and just rub it along there, and it will take out that ridge. It will soften it down. All right, let's whiz these on. Right, bring them up to you, as I've said in previous videos. Give them a bit of a wiggle so that you can see that they're in line. I've probably left only about 1/8 of an inch. Well, not even that, is it really? But it's got a nice little border around it. Same again, I'm just checking if there's a ridge on that side. There doesn't appear to be. That's good. I obviously cut the other one upside down. Does anybody else do that? Cut your paper one way and then leave it and come to another project, and you turn it around, turn it over for some reason, and you've got ridges everywhere. Right, there again, I'm just going to lightly pat it down, make sure there's a nice even border, and then press firmly. Oopsie, oh dear, and don't do what I've just done and catch the edge of it and bend it over. Right, I'm going to turn this out like this. So this is our front here, that's our centerfold. This is going to go roughly about I'm following my grid lines really, about 1/8 of an inch from there. It's a quarter, what is that? Yeah, it's a 1/4 of an inch from the edge, but it's flush to the top edge of the card. This one is going to go at the bottom here, again flush with the bottom of the card. Okay, so let's pop this one on first. If you do have a directional paper, a directional DSP that you're using, or a directional pattern, please be aware of how you cut it. Right, let's make sure that's straight at the top. I'm just going by eye and making sure it looks kind of straight to the score line as well. And of course using my grid paper, because I do tend to get things ever so squiffy. Oops. And again, I'm just following my line and leaving a nice gap between there. I'm sorry if there are a few shadows. I hope you can still see this on the film. Our house faces the wrong way, so come the afternoon, early evening when I like to film, it's a bit dark this side of the house. Again, I'm just lining it up with the bottom of my card and making sure there's an even gap in between. My son has found me a fancy dancy thingamabobby. All you people who do these YouTube things regularly will know. So I've ordered it and it will be arriving shortly. And then hopefully it will light up the back of me and over the top of me so that there are none of these shadows, which will be absolutely marvellous. Right, that's that bit. Let's get the stamping. Right, grab your off piece of Very Vanilla and your beautiful deer. I'm using terracotta tile for this because where I live, in the New Forest, we have beautiful roe deer, red deer. We have all sorts of deer and lovely animals and ponies and wild boar and pigs and God knows what else running about. So stamp out. I'm actually going to stamp off once, and then stamp it onto my card. There we go. Pop that there, pop that down. I'm actually going to, let's wipe her off, because no doubt I'll stick my hand or something on it and get ink everywhere. Right. And as you can see, this is double stitched edge. The cut line is in the middle of those two stitches. So when I turn this over, before I put it through my die cut machine, I'm roughly thinking that her hooves are literally going to be just on that line there. Now I appreciate we may lose a bit of her ear, but we'll run that through the machine and see how it goes. I have a Spellbinders Caliber machine, but you use whatever machine you have and use the sandwich that's appropriate for your machine. Right, I'll be back in a mo. Right, as you can see, I could have actually maybe taken it down a little bit, but yes, I did lop off her ear. But but never mind. I think it's still, you know, she's still aesthetically pleasing. Right, so that's our lovely deer. Right, we're going to, with this lovely label. Now they are the same size, because the bigger label to these two is far too big and it just didn't look right on the front of the card. So I'm actually going to overlap them so that you can see the embossing on the side. So as I said, I'm not using it this way. I'm going to use it sideways, and I'm literally picking the scene I want. I'm literally putting it right to the edge of the embossing folder. So it's got all that beautiful detail on. Right, I'm just going to emboss this and then I shall be back. Right, as you can see, that's come out absolutely beautiful. You can really see the detail of the leaves and the little bits of pollen or whatever come through. Now, I'm going to turn it upside down because I want this side to show. And I'm probably going to take it almost 3/4 over. So there's only that little bit showing. Okay, so we'll glue the deer down, but we'll only glue half of her onto this bit. All right. So I'm just going to flip her over and literally go, oh, come on. Go top to bottom, minding the stitch lines on the label. Tell me how I know that, because I've done that before and the glue seeped through and it I wondered what on earth was happening. Right, so we're going to line her up. Top and bottom, and press her down. I'm just going to lightly press. There we go. And wait for the tombow to do its thing. Let's set that aside. Right, I haven't brought a sentiment over. It's disappeared. So hold on a minute, I'll just go grab the sentiment. Okay, right, we are going to use Beautiful Autumn. We're going to use My Heart is Grateful for You. I love that. And the script in this is absolutely beautiful. If you buy this in a bundle, you get a lovely set of punches as well. Now, my granddaughter, where they live, they back onto the National Trust. You walk out their back gate and you're into the National Trust area, and they have loads of wild animals and lots of acorns, which she loves collecting. Yesterday, when I was up there, she was using, I took all of these up with me. She was using this punch and she found it absolutely hilarious. She thought it was wonderful that when you punched them out, they literally pop out at you. And she thought that was very funny. Now, these, they're just so useful for giving texture and for like just tucking underneath, you know, things. And as a bundle, it isn't cheap, it has to be said. But when you look at it in the catalogue, I thought they were this size. I thought they were the small punches. But as you can see, they're not. They're a good medium-sized punch compared to our large ones, which are that size. So they're a good medium-sized punch. So, oh dear, look. There goes everything. Right, so bear it in mind, come autumn or for your Christmas cards, etc., because it is an absolutely beautiful set. Right, let's stamp this in the middle. Again, I'm going to use Terracotta Tile. With a photopolymer stamp set, it's always a good idea to have a mat underneath you, because unlike our red rubber stamps, which already have the foam on them, the photopolymer, oh gosh, look, I've got ink on me already. The photopolymer ones don't, so it just gives them a bit of movement, sponge to kind of settle on. Right, let's put this, actually, let's, okay, no, sorry, I thought that might be a bit dark. So let's stamp that up. Pop it in the middle, straight up, straight down, or straight down, straight up. That's beautiful. I love that font. That is lovely. Right, let's close this up before I get any more of my fingers of terracotta colour. Well, the family will wonder what on earth I've been doing whilst preparing tea. Right, pop that on there. Right then, all we have to do is pop this beautiful deer on the front. Right, grab your dimensionals and we're going to pop her up on dimensionals. Actually, that one could have gone with being a bit farther over. Right, do we want... gosh, I'm a bit of a... I could actually cut these in half. Don't really need to do this. You could actually cut your dimensionals in half rather than doing as I'm doing. It would save a lot of your dimensionals. I just circle my finger in them so it's easier to get the release paper off. Okay, right, oops, make sure she's the right way round. Right, I'm going to hold her like that so I can see. I'm roughly going to put her in the centre of this one here. And bring her over a squidge. Place it down and just bring the card up to you so that you can see that it's all straight. Ah, that's better. Right, and then plonk her down. And that's it. That is today's masculine card for you. If you like any of the products I have shown you, please visit my online shop at louisadiamond.stampinup.net, and please use the August host code so I can send you a thank you and a little something. And please tick the box to say you don't mind hearing from me. If you liked the video, please comment and give me a thumbs up, and click the bell button below so you can get all the notifications of when I post another video. All the links will be in the description below. If you do not have a demonstrator and would like a catalogue, please email me at bluebellink@aol.com and I will send one out to you. Whatever you're doing this week, have a blessed week. God bless. Love you lots. Bye.